Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ETF2L Season 31 Upper Bracket Round 1, hosted by TFTV. The competition is ETF2L, and that is actually sponsored by your boys in Copenhagen Games, as well as S7en Trading. I'm not alone, though. It's just the two of us. It's only the two of us. It's me and Beta. And I'm Jake, by the way, the artist formerly known as GrumpyKoi. And we're going to be bringing forward Se7en versus SVIFT. So it's going to be quite a close game, isn't it, Beta? Okay, so apparently he's not sure if you guys can hear him. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk some more stuff. And we'll get things going forward. So yeah, so we've got SVIFT versus Se7en. Se7en coming up top of the season. SVIFT actually only just getting in with the 4th place. It was so close. One of the closest sort of runs to playoffs we've had in a really long while. They only just beat out Electra. And it was a situation where if I think there would have been a bit of a hard time for Feint to get in if it weren't for the situation that obviously happened. So right now, this is kind of leading to who's going to be at the final. I believe we'll obviously have a chance to play against someone. I don't believe they're completely knocked out, whoever does this. I'll be corrected if I'm wrong. Yeah, it's just okay. I'm not wrong, am I?
No. This is it's going to be double elimination, and the winner of this will move on to the top bracket, and the loser will go into the lower bracket.
Okay, so the winner will go to the top bracket, and the loser will go to the lower bracket. But so I assume they can hear you, Beta?
I assume so as well.
Okay, so what happened is we had someone sadly let us down, so Beta and I are the ones covering this, so we're going to try and give you the best experience possible for you guys. But what a game, like Se7en versus SVIFT. SVIFT have really come forward with the addition of Ombrak kind of changing things up. They're playing a very aggressive style now, and to be totally honest with you, I'll also say that Se7en have kind of got a more aggressive style than previous seasons. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think they're absolutely getting way more aggressive and willing to play off of small advantages, and should be really interesting. At the same time, we've kind of seen Se7en bleed a bit. They haven't been completely dominant. They've lost maps, and like that was to Ascent. But SVIFT have they started out really strong. They've taken maps off of Ascent. Ascent have taken maps off of Se7en. So why shouldn't SVIFT be able to take maps off of Se7en, right? That's just logic. But yeah, definitely we see SVIFT kind of come back in the season. They were kind of in a bit of a slump, but now they're back. And oh no, did I turn on the music? I did.
Oh, bless you. Turning on the music. That's quite hilarious. But yeah, so
Fuck.
Oh, okay. Well, whilst you're figuring that out, I'm just going to kind of talk about the teams. You all should know them. I'll talk through the Se7en roster right now. So we have Tiger and Thalash on the scouts, two very strong scouts for the entire season. Tiger being a very different addition to the side of Se7en through this season and when he's played previously, just being a lot more aggressive than what they're used to. So it's always, nice to have that aggression coming forward. And then we've got Starkey and Captain. Starkey making a return this season, and Captain as well. Captain taking a season out, and Starkey coming back from I think the last time he played on the roster in a non-medic rod was I-58, and he was playing medic the season before, and especially during I-60 War 3. I nearly said I-60. Yeah, I-63, not I-58. I-61. Me and numbers don't mix. But alongside that, we've got the addition of Domo as well, I think he's a nice addition. Beta, don't you agree? I think he's done all right.
I'm not quite sure what I think, because on one hand, like, Cadus is super good, and he's kind of been the carrying force, so to speak, right? Like, he's the reason why they're all kind of organized. And then when they lost that, you can kind of tell sometimes that, like, on one hand they're more aggressive now, and I feel like that also has to do with them losing Cadus, where he's like more apprehensive and he's kind of takes it slow and plays it really methodically, whereas maybe Domo or whoever does the calling now are slightly more aggressive in their approach to the game. So just the dynamic of Se7en have changed a lot because of Cadus not being there. And then like Cadus wasn't really known, or well, not recently known to have really good DM, but I, I definitely
Back
feel
in
like
the
they've
day.
lost something
Mm.
while acquiring Domo. So it's not like Domo has been super good or super bad. He's been a bit inconsistent, I'd say, but overall, it's not like he's not good enough to be in 7. It's just the loss of Cadus has like really far-reaching consequences, and it's really difficult to actually say properly whether or
Yeah.
not it's gonna come back to bite them.
It almost feels like a bit of a side grade at the moment. Like it's just a different style that we're seeing Seven play. But finally, just to clean up that roster, we have a returning medic. We have Raymond, who has been a bit of a hero of mine for many a seasons. I think he's a fantastic medic, and he's been on 7. Beforehand, they had Seeds, then they had Starkey, and now they've returned with the wonderful
Oh, we're going live.
Raymond. But we are going live. They've managed to get other players in. So just to run through on the Swift side, we have Ombrak on medic, late addition. Not obviously losing Martin. We have Smire on demo, Polygon and Rising on the soldiers, Ixie and Albert on scouts. And we're coming into this first mid right now, Beta. And look at this, 7 have got a huge amount of aggression. Captain actually bombing across, dealing so much damage onto Smire. Starkey now cleaning up Alba. They're now into house right now. Look at that spam from Domo, but he's going to get cleaned up by Rising, and the lash goes down as well. They've got a soldier behind them who's trying to skill stick Polygon onto Raymond. Raymond's super low, but Tiger's going to protect his medic, and whilst that was happening, the players got cleaned up in the house, and that's going to be actually a full wipe for Swift.
That was a really good mid there from Captain. He bombed in very early on, got some damage onto the demo man, and then he was behind lines, and then when his team started to win, he just swooped in and picked off 3 players. So really, really strong mid there from Captain. Just absolutely doing wonderful work there. Now they're going to be left with an uber advantage, getting ready to go in onto this last point and just see if they can overwhelm this sentry gun that and Pyro and everything that I'm sure is going to be waiting for them.
Yeah, and so there is that uber advantage for 7, and they are looking to go through right now, leading with Domo. Now onto Talash. Talash has actually bullied Ixie out. Ixie's going to go down. Now they need to clean up that sentry gun, which they're able to do. There is Polygon on top of the lamp, trying to deny people going to the point, so there's no point time. He has just dropped down right now, but 7 staying in a bit long. They need to play their heals. Smire actually goes on to play to Domo. Domo doesn't take any damage from him, and whilst that's happening, the 7 players just cap off the point. Jesus. And that's the first round in a minute 45.
Yeah, it was very, very
that was
quick.
So quick from 7.
Yeah, they did a really good job of playing the point, even though there was a soldier in there. That was just kind of slowly whittled him down, and that allowed him to just finally get onto the point. And they also managed to pressure the demo man away from it, so there were no stickies on it. And that was a really big deal. So now we're going to go into the second mid.
Yeah, and on this second mid, Captain, big bomb from him. Alba's actually going to spam him out as he does a nice little long surf. He's taken a lot of damage, but Tiger actually went through house, and now is just facing the entirety of Swift. They clean up Tiger. They're looking to maybe go through shit house right now. Bit of a rotation. They've got Rising behind, bombing across. He's going to go down. Captain's still in the house, not really doing too much. Starkey denying train. There's a lot of scrappy stuff. Umbrak's all on his own. Captain's just going to pick him up. But Raymond's still staying alive. He's actually all the way out, and it's going to be a very scrappy mid-take for Swift.
Absolutely. It's really important that Raymond managed to get out there. And they're actually going really far forward trying to deny this. They could even go in onto middle if they're feeling really frisky. Right, it's just him and Tiger, and they will be facing 2 players that have no heals. But I think they are just going to wait a bit more. But no, they're actually just going in here, seeing if they can pressure people out before the heals come into play.
Yeah, and they're actually bombing in quite hardly right now, and you know it's not too good for Swift. They need to start making some space, and Polygon's trying to do so onto Tiger, but Tiger and Talash are not going to have any of that, and he just gets cleaned up by those scouts. They're looking to go in through choke. You know, we mentioned it before, but 7 feels so much more almost explosive, I think is the best way to put it. They're feeling so aggressive. Like Starkey's also increased a lot of the pace of the team as well, just being a bit of a jumper main, and they're on Spire. Captain's looking to maybe check if anything's going down in lobby. It's kind of fiddling out, but they have got a little bit of an Uber ad, but it's nothing. It's going to be equal right now. So Beta, how are they going to break this stalemate, and how are 7 going to push through, and how do you feel the opposite is going to happen with Swift?
So one of the things that a lot of teams like to do on this map is to send players onto the point from somewhere. They can do it from right side where they send in a scout. Maybe they do like a double soldier spam, and then once the soldier has backed off so he doesn't get picked off, you just run in the scout onto the point. And while you have stickies on it, and looks like they are actually going to send a guy over there and do some work while Domo was kind of just spamming in main. They didn't get anything out of it. They got Rising, so they're not only one player down. So now they're going to go out here. As long as they have Demo Man alive, they can contest the Spire, and they should be just fine.
Yeah, and Swift are going to go in very aggressively right now. And there is actually going to be Polygon bombing in onto Raymond, trying to get the second rocket. Doesn't manage to connect it. Good pipes from Domo there. And yeah, it just feels very, very nice right now for Se7en. They've cleaned up just one player, but it's just enough to force Swift to go back into last and hold on for dear life. We actually have Tiger in lower in main on that sniper, looking to maybe take a pick. But yeah, it's all down to how they're going to pick this off, Peter, like you mentioned before.
Yeah, and this is the classic setup, right, where you just have the sentry gun, the pyro, who's not really reflecting anything away from it, but the engineer managed to save it anyway. So I'm kind of expecting some moves by the scouts, but looks like Stark's going to be the one to go in first. He's going to get taken down. They do have a sniper who's kind of making his way into lobby and just getting ready to set some stuff up. And you can see if they just peek at all, this is kind of a way to slow down his sightline. So now you can walk people in really fast up right, and maybe even suicide in if you want to, or just take a really early contest there, or just exchange. But we'll see how they decide to use the sniper. So far he's just kind of hanging around the top lobby, which is a very difficult spot to actually get a pick from.
Yeah. Just a heads up, Beta, your push to talk isn't working on OBS right now.
I know,
so,
I can't get it to work.
You can't get it to work,
yeah,
okay.
You guys are just going to have to live with some static noise. Yeah, maybe...
We're making the best out of a bad situation, guys, so just understand that. As actually, it's quite a good situation for Tiger, as he's managed to sleek his way into main, and he's trying to get the angle on Ombrak, but Ombrak's just protected by Dispenser, Sentry Gun, Pyro. Everything's kind of denying that sightline for Tiger, and he's not able to do anything.
Tiger just burned to death. Oh no! He just sat there forever, just waiting for some medic to swoop in and save him, but it just never happened. Oh my God! Rising might actually be able to get onto the medic here. He's found him. He's get one rocket off, but a good hold from Raymond. That was really close though.
Yeah, and right now Badlands last. It's just such an awkward last, isn't it? It's one of those. It's one of those ones where there's only one way to play it, and that's just to sack everyone on point.
Yeah,
but it's just, I feel like Se7en really need to. They want to cap this out and just get straight on to another point on the board. They really need to look at just some decent rotations. Maybe send a player in like so. Oh, they sent two players in. The double sack is a bit much. The sentry gun cleans them up as well as Smeare. Alba dying though to Thalash as he tried to make a play onto Raymond. Se7en. Maybe look at. Oh!
That's so hard stopping that right there. Now it's only 3 players alive, so this is a good time to push out. Maybe get some time onto Spire. If you can push them all the way back to choke, you're probably going to get Spire for free. It looks like they're not really willing to actually take the chance.
Look at what Rising's on. Rising's on Spy right now as he's sneaking around, looking to maybe rotate behind Raymond. I think that's the plan. Raymond has no idea. He's going. Oh, Raymond knows. They know. They know.
Man,
nice
would
attempt.
Be a great pop medic. He looks behind him all the time.
Yeah, that would be it. Yeah, I am. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about that. Sorry, my brain just stopped then. But look at this. Captain goes in, gets onto Polygon. Tiger gets cleaned up by the Uber Alba though, and yeah, they're gonna have to back out. Yeah, and look at this rotation from Raymond on this top area right now. They're able to clean Smeare, the lash on the point. That's 2-0 to Se7en. They're all over this right now.
Yeah, indeed. And I just remembered to update the scoreboard. I'm good. Alright. So now it's actually 2-0. But yeah, I really like that you can kind of see on the right side where they send in a scout and a soldier, put pressure on the point, and they actually forced the Uber to come out from Ombrak there, and then they could just use him with the Uber advantage.
Yeah, coming into this mid, Starkey gets Smeary so quickly. I think he saw that the game against our Electra where Azunas just went on Smeary 24/7 with the jumps, and that was really well done from him. Clearing up Polygon as well, went down. Smeary's just going to come back, but he won't be able to help in this fight. Ixie trapped in, Rising super low, going to get trapped out as well. Good play from Se7en once again. They're just so good at controlling the carts and all of the sort of the high ground of mid that there's nothing Swift can do right now.
Tiger tried to work some magic there. He chased in really aggressively. He kind of made it inside, but then Alba did win the 1v1 against it. But yeah, look at this Se7en. They're just barging in through the door, and they've actually even sent a soldier in behind. He's going to open up a lot of space for captains to come in here. The demo man is super weak. Samir will eventually go down. And they've made so
Domo's trapped with 2 scouts though. Oh, he goes down. Carry on, my friend.
Yeah, Raymond actually managed to get out. That's probably the biggest takeaway from all of that. But as you mentioned, Se7en was just super aggressive in there. Just the fact that they managed to get a soldier in behind, it was probably why they were so aggressive. I think they were hoping to take a fight in lobby while the soldier capped. But as it was, the soldier kind of just came in from behind and managed to put some time on the point and just opened up a bunch of doors, but they couldn't quite capitalize on it. But Raymond does have to get his Uber, he gets out alive. Now we have another stalemate into the approach from Stark. He's going to see if he can get in there and get some damage done.
Yeah, and Captain is spamming from choke. He's taking a bit of damage from players. Polygon actually goes in and cleans him up with Alba. Thalash is behind as well. I don't know if they know he's there either. He's in lobby right now. Like, the Se7en players are just all over the shop, and 1v1 with Rising ends with Thalash dying. You can't take a fight in a tight corridor with a soldier, Thalash. What are you on about?
Rising definitely didn't know he was there, so I kind of get his system to do it. Rising, he is in behind now. He has been spotted, so that's just going to act as a distraction while the rest of this fight goes on.
Yeah, and they have actually Ubered. They managed to force the Uber out from both teams. Nice exchange going on all in all. Now, Swift are in a bad position. They don't really want to go in through that choke at all, Beta. Because if they do, they will just get mulched. But that trap from Smeary cleans up the demo. This is a good opportunity for Swift to actually push through choke if they want to. They're just going to have to deal with 2 soldiers now instead of 1 soldier now as Smeary cleans up Captain. Smeary is in, dealing a lot of damage onto Starkey. Starkey's going to have to back out, and they push the entire Se7en team back into their second, and they're going to take the mid.
Really strong, aggressive play there. Once again, though Raymond does make it out alive, but just the fact that Swift were able to make it through there just by pushing into it. Pushing from second to mid is really difficult on Badlands, and they managed to do that just beautifully there. It's a really good job by them to make it in here. Now, once again, they had a small loop advantage, but decided not to use it. I kind of understand that. So we're probably going to see some shenanigans from some soldiers. Maybe Rising's just going to fly in there. That's usually what he does.
Yeah, that would be the nicest to see right now. As he is looking towards Haunter, but Captain's denying him really nicely. Rising doesn't want to stay in too long. And with this stalemate, again, this is a classic stalemate we see on Badlands. How do you feel like Swift are on the back foot right now? They really need to push through into this second. They were looking to maybe get Polygon in, and he is in, not able to clean anything up. It looked like Rising also was trying to get some spam to help out his teammate, but literally I was just about to ask you, what's the way they could break the stalemate, and that was their attempt. And they need to be careful now as Starkey and Tiger are super aggressive onto Rising at house. And we're going to have things fiddle out for a bit as both teams exchange spam, looking for an opportunity to go in. Captain back in that entrance to house from Haunter. And yeah, not a huge amount happening, just that classic spam exchange.
I really liked how Se7en were trying to make things happen. It didn't quite work out there, but you could just tell Starkey was just waiting constantly to see if he can actually make something. It's actually a player that beats up here, but no Se7en players really far forward. You see Starkey's inside on the balcony there, just looking for anyone to go in there so he can block them off. So just really nice passive play there from Se7en, just holding far back, not getting caught out by any kind of play on the flank. And it's actually Captain that's going to try and see if he can make his way in. He will not be able to find any kind of hole at all. So now it's just a matter of what will Swift do. That's usually who you should be paying attention to, but it's just going to be the flank once again. Polygon and Rising are just getting ready to fly in.
Yeah, they've actually rotated Ombrak as well. into Valley. I think they were trying to make some play across Z into resub, but they're not able to do it. I think it's really nice to see that Ombrak wants to rotate his heals, have a good rotation into a situation where they have player advantage just by sheer numbers being there, and get a kill out of that. But right now they're going to send in Rising. Rising's just suspended by both scouts. Tiger and Thalasha having none of that, and Starkey and Captain making some moves on the flank. Captain's actually distracting at house, making an opportunity for Starkey to go in. He's going in right now, gets suspended by the scouts once again, and that's a sack for sack, tit for tat, and we're back to a stalemate.
Yeah, they just keep sending on soldiers, see if they can get the medic to pop in any way, shape or fashion or form. So far they have not. Oh my god, they actually drop Alba there.
Yeah, it was Alba for Captain, so it was a bit of a trade, but the Uber's not too great. Polygon actually goes down as well, so this is not going to be a good position at all for Swift as they lose Rising. They managed to get Tiger for the time trade again. They've lost their demo. They've only got Ombrak and Ixie left in choke. They need to just run like the wind. Alba's going to join them up from resub, and now Swift are on their second, and Se7en not giving them any breathing room, taking over from Pride Rock onto Spire, and they've taken second. They're looking to go into lobby and maybe into last right now, Bida.
They certainly have every opportunity to move forward, but they are actually at an Uber disadvantage, so they can't get too close. If you just get really aggressive and they don't count the Ubers properly, then Ombrak just going to pop in the face of Raymond, and it's going to be really, really bad for them because they're just going to lose their medic. Always, as a medic, you have to be really careful when the enemy medic has Uber, because if you get too close to him, you're just going to get popped on and get taken out.
Yeah, you are, but classic sort of hold we've seen from Swift before with the sentry gun and pyro. I like this decision. It always seems to work really nicely because you can use the pyro to deny the Uber, or even just stick him by the sentry gun to protect that. So he's got a lot of opportunities to help his team there. And so it's all down to what really Alba wants to do. I think that's the main important thing.
Yeah, Stark looks like he's gearing up for a jump to main, and he's going to find a sentry gun there. He was trying to do a skip jump onto the point, but that's really difficult when there's an aimbot actually just tracking you down and killing you. So, I mean, he tried, right?
Yeah, he did. Oh, that's not good. Domo going down will mean that we will see Swift going forwards. It's a good opportunity for them. I hope they take it. It's scary to push out at last though, especially with such a low cooldown. Sorry, no, not cooldown. No cap time. It's just not that great. Tiger and Ixie are having a bit of a battle. Tiger's kind of winning right now. Never mind, he's losing. He's going to get bullied out. Ross, this is happening. Captain and Starkey are denying the point. They managed to clean up 3 players. That's 4. Rising and Ombrak, the only ones left. Ombrak just running back. The last going on to Ombrak. Oh my god, he dropped. Oh. No, that's it. That's 3-0. That was not that great from poor old Ombrak. Just not getting. He should have used.
It was just this problem of where you go out and you just slowly lose players one by one, right? And then you just don't want to use it, and then he took a bunch of damage, and then he didn't see the sticky in time, and he just died to it. So kind of felt sad, and you know you got to feel sad, but at some point, yeah, you do got to use. But now Sleet is here, and this is quite the climb for Swift.
Yeah, and Ixie's the first one to go down in this exchange, but Polygon jumps in, gets Starkey with a nice little direct. And that midi will be the last death of that mid, as the rest of Swift are just backing out. Don't want to risk losing their players. But look at this.
Captain?
Look at Captain! Oh my god!
Wow. That was just perfect run.
Oh my god.
Just did his full jumper main, put it to use.
Oh.
That was beautiful.
That was absolutely perfect. And Se7en are going to use that situation right now to use his full Uber ad forwards. And Swift need to just backpedal out. They need to either set up a trap in lobby or somewhere just to try and slow them down and get their defense up, because they have a 80% Uber disad right now. So they need to be as quick as possible. I don't think Alba's going to get his sentry gun up in time if Se7en have a bit of pace on them. They're rotating into lobby right now. They're looking to maybe go in. It's kind of quite calm right now.
You can
They're
definitely see
just
I
waiting.
think they're just scouting it out. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and they have just used it in. They're going to get the sentry gun. Ixie's a bit too late to help out the sentry gun, and he goes down as well. Polygon up on Pipe, just not being able to be killed. He's just going to try and protect that as much as possible. Rising drops down, gets cleaned up. Smeare trying to deal damage to all those 7 players. He is resubbing constantly to try and stay alive. Tiger's going to get picked up. Polygon gets pushed off the point, and that's 4-0.
I can't believe how dominant 7 are. I thought it was going to be a pretty good game. Usually Swift, they kind of play to the level of their opponent at the very least. So I expected a lot more from them. And oh, look at this. We actually have Stark doing his patented buff banner rollout where he changes gun and everything. So now he has to hit the really nice skip jump as well, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, he just didn't do it. Okay.
Oh, he just didn't do it. That's a little disappointing. I was watching that cam, ready to see some madness, but lots of Swift players all in a low place. Starkey goes for the bomb. He manages to get Ixie, but nothing else. Right now, 7 players all on top, but they're surrounded by a sea of red. They're getting bullied out. Oh, Domo with that pipe on at Alba. They're going to back out into... no, they're going to go
He's on the medic. He actually jumps in and does a ton of damage. Can he
They've
get...
swapped places. They're going to last. 7 are going to last, and there's all these Swift players that are just backpedaling. They manages to use that Uber. They're just going to put Tiger on the point. They're flashing him as much as possible. They clean up Rising. Ombrecht behind just tries to Uber soul someone. He's got his Uber though, so he just needs to use... Tiger's on the point though. He uses the Uber just at the right moment. If Tiger won that 1v1 against Alba, that would have been everything. Raymond's trapped in. He's going to go down, but Captain on Pyro. The last... And that's it. What the hell was that round, Beta?
I have no idea. That was just so weird. They just kept on running, and just a lot of distraction coming out, and it just worked out really beautifully for them, with a bit of messy things going on as well at the end there. But yeah, great push overall, and just really dominant performance from 7 here. And I'm not sure... Oh, the maps are wrong. Okay. Things weren't noticed. Gotcha. Alright.
Everything's a little wrong. Please bear with us, guys. We're just adjusting to a production member letting us down. So we appreciate all of your support, and we've got another map to do. So that was Badlands. That went 5-0 to 7. We could have a look at the logs. We may have a look at them in a sec. I'm not going to talk about logs. I'm just going to talk about the fact that I feel Swift are not having a good time right now. It's like 7 are just so aggressive. They're barreling on them 24/7, and I honestly feel like it's very, very difficult for Swift to really adjust to anything 7 are doing right now, Beta.
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually have the logs up on the screen now. I don't know if you looked them up yourself.
No, I haven't actually had a look. So I'll just look via... Oh, cheers, buddy.
Yep. All right, so what I'm looking at here is Captain just having a really strong game. This is kind of what we've been accustomed to seeing. This Captain, I kind of felt like he had a pretty slow start to the season, but it looks like he's just in full Captain mode right now. Just doing some really good job. And Smear actually, one thing I did notice was that he didn't overextend and die a whole lot on this map. That's kind of been an issue for them. So that's a good thing, even though they lost. And yeah, it's kind of surprisingly close considering just how dominant 7 was. It's 5-0, but the damage was only 2,000 more for 7. So it's not the damage that's in there, it's just the coordination. And I was putting some question mark at the coordination of 7. But so far they're just taking this in stride.
But we will be going on to Gullywash, but I'll have a quick look through the logs. You've kind of covered what's really need to be said. I feel Smeare did do a lot of work. We've seen him overextend over and over and over and over again on previous games, and it feels like he's really reined himself in. You have to against a team like 7, but I really want Swift to kind of pull it in. This is I consider Badlands to be kind of a confident 7 map. Wouldn't you agree, Beda? I've seen them perform consistently well on it.
Yeah, Gullywash is definitely one of the stronger maps. No doubt about that. I don't know. It always seems to me that it kind of goes out the opposite way of what you'd expect. I'm trying to think of what Swift could do here to like really play to their own strengths. Like obviously you have Alba on sniper that you could maybe go to mid with, but that's actually something we haven't seen a whole lot of recently. It just doesn't seem like sniper to mid is very popular on Gullywash in Prem, and so I just question whether or not they're even going to bother with it.
Yeah, it seems like it's all about the soldier plays in Prem at the moment. It's all about the double bombs or whatever your soldiers can set up for space for your demo and your scouts to really get in and start doing some damage. So I feel like that's going to be both focuses. Starkey's been very good at that, as well as Captain 47. And you know, I've got to give some props to Rising and Polygon, because they've also done some really good plays on mids. It just feels like they haven't really been able to shine, but Se7en have just been relentless that last game. So going on to Gullywash, it's kind of interesting. Do we know whose picks, or is it best of two?
I have no idea who picked
I
what,
think
but
it's best of
three.
three.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's Badlands, Gullywash, and then...
No idea. I didn't look it up. I looked up the other game. But yeah, things happen.
Okay.
So we're
Things
just going to
happen.
have to guess and just take it. Like, we're just going to take it when it comes to that, you know? So when SVIFT makes the miraculous 4-3 victory here on Gullywash, we're just going to be in it for the adventure, see where we're going. Where will TF2 take us next?
Oh, so your prediction is 4-3.
Sure, why not?
And is that what you said? I wasn't quite sure. I kind of got confused there.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. I'm not sure I mean it, but
Yeah.
I mean, might as well just stick with it, right? Like, I'm going to look like
yeah.
an absolute prophet if that actually happens.
Yeah. Wait, what was that game where I did like something like that, where I predicted how the match would go, like especially for the first half? Like, I said someone would surprise someone else, and then the other team would take control of the game. I can't remember what it was. You were my co-caster on that.
See, that's a mistake there, Jake. You're supposed to remember that because no one else will, right? So, and you just have to constantly remind people how it works.
Wow, I love you, Vita, so much. But my prediction, I'm gonna say it. I think we'll be able to tell what happens. So, if Se7en win a round within the first 3 minutes, I'm gonna say it's 5-0. If they don't and SVIFT, you know, really dig in their feet, I'm gonna say it's gonna be like a 4-2 or a 5-2 to Se7en is my guess.
So far, well, what I've really noticed is that Se7en have had some pretty good set plays, right? Where there was a lot of stalemates in that match, right? Where they were kind of just like even Ubers sitting around one point next to each other, and they had to make a play, and Se7en really consistently shut down any attempts from Rising to go in there, or even Polygon as well, right? Like, that just never worked out for them. Whereas Se7en had quite a lot of situations where they got it. So even though it was pretty close overall, just Se7en, they always won in those really static situations, and that's kind of what Se7en was known for. They just did it a lot faster than we're kind of used to, you know. So it might be that my dismissal of Domo instead of Cadus is greatly exaggerated. Only time will really tell, but
I feel like Domo did really well the last map. It's kind of hard to do badly when you're doing a 5-0, but even within that, I feel like, you know, there was some really good plays for me, and he landed some really decent pipes as well. And I feel like coming into the next match, like Gully, I consider to be. I know you kind of don't agree with me, but I consider this to be like the demo map. This is like one of the demo maps.
Oh, I do agree with that. It is a very good demo map. I'd say both demos had a pretty good first map, and we've definitely seen Smear do some things on Gullywash before with like lock and load and stuff. Like, it's absolutely disgusting what he does. I mean, he just spams it into big door, and it just kills everything, and you just think you can run away at some point. No, you can't, because lock and load is just super fast. So that could be the secret ingredient, just Smear just dunking on people with lock and load. He's actually done it against Se7en on Gullywash before, very specifically. So, you know he's capable of doing it. Just the question is, does he still feel like it's the best approach here, the best angle of attack? Like, why not, right? You just lost 5-0. It can't get a whole lot worse.
No, just be creative, have a bit of fun, and maybe something completely atypical will catch Se7en, off guard. I hope.
You never know. It's again, they don't have the super like Se7en mind of Cadus just tell them everything that they've ever seen.
Mm.
He's just like, yeah, I played this weird team back in Div 4 and they did this, so don't panic, this is what we're going to do against it. But, you know, they do still have a ton of experience, and I really noticed how just Captain and Stock, they were really doing a lot of playing together and just really trying to find openings, and that's kind of why they were winning all of those stalemates, just because they were pushing really aggressively together. It was like they weren't trying to send in Stock for a suicide, they were trying to send in Stock and Captain out. They were kind of like trying to bully things out together, and if any of them saw some daylight, they were just going to jump in here. And I will say Gullywash is a little bit easier to shut things down on, right? If you're holding mid, they can really only come from two, maybe three places, right? They can come from big door, or they can come through choke. Technically, maybe they can come through the drop down, right? If you don't pay attention properly. But
yeah, but that's like at a high level, that's watched almost 24/7. There's always someone that's got eyes on drop down, so yeah. It's not an easy map to kind of sneak in. Like, I think that's one of the things about Badlands in particular. There's so many little nooks and crannies that a soldier can sneak through, but on a map like this, it's so confined. It's hard. It's all to be based around like what your demo's doing and how he's rotating. That will really show which team's better than the other, I feel.
Yeah. Actually, one thing I remember seeing a lot on this map from Se7en is Tiger just always being behind, right? They will push into big door, and then Tiger just runs in behind lines, and he just kind of stays there for an excessive amount of time until he finds a good time to just dart in there and pick off a demo man or a medic or something like that. So that's something I would expect to see. We didn't see too much of Tiger just running behind on the last map. We didn't really have a too static of a situation that lasted for a very long time where he really got a chance to do it. We actually only saw the last get the chance to do it. But I kind of feel pretty confident that we're going to see Tiger just run behind. And I think we are going live here. Take it away.
We will be going live. So for those who just joined us, this is the ETF2L Season 31 Playoffs Round 1, Se7en versus SVIFT with myself and Peter. We're going into the second map. First map was won by Se7en, and right now on this mid, Starkey goes towards drop down. Captain goes in with a big bomb. Polygon going with the return. Sadly, both Starkey and Captain are going to get picked up, and this is a really good situation for SVIFT to be in. They've won this first mid. Now they're barreling forward. They're not going to give any space. They're not going to let that loss of 5-0 affect them. But Tiger goes in on Ombrak. Ombrak's trying to dodge everything. Oh my gosh. 10 health on him. Woo!
That is some butt clenching movement right there from Ombrak, but he survives. He makes it. It's always really scary when Tiger just kind of turns on and goes, "Oh, not gonna run away. I'm just gonna jump into you and hit every shot." But yeah, they got the mid fight there. They didn't get the medic. Raymond made it out alive, so that's a really important point of emphasis, obviously. But now they've got pretty much the game where they want it. They're getting ready to go in here. We do see a pyro coming out from Tiger, just gonna scare them off a little bit and just maybe try to deny some jumpers, and we have a sentry gun going up as well. So this is just Se7en looking to just really settle in here. Tiger, he's trying to clear some stick. He does with the little pyro weapon. I can't even remember what it's called, but yeah, clear some stickies. Nice little jumper.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a rotation, bit of a defense going on with Se7en again. But this waterhole, oh, actually, Smearay going in through main is actually pretty good, and they pick up Starkey. They're looking maybe for a little opportunity now. They baited for point with Rising. Now we may see something out of SVIFT. Like, he needs to bait. Oh wait, what wait,
oh my god,
what?
He blocked him with the rocket as well. He just stood on it, and everyone else just kind of thought it was someone else's responsibility. Unbelievable play from Rising there. And then when the soldier even jumped in for him, he just blocked him away with the rocket. Outrageously good play by Rising. That's going to make it 1-0, so the comeback is real. I'm already looking smarter and smarter by the minute here. That's going to make it 1-0.
I can't believe that happened. That was so well played by Rising. He just was like, yeah, I'll take this. Starkey going in with a high bomb. Polygon once again. Look at these high bombs from these soldiers. They lose Alba. Captain goes down. Look at these, 3 to 4 to 2. Se7en very dominant this mid fight, only losing their soldiers, rotating through big door right now. Raymond's leading the charge.
He's behind the medic. He's so close, and he got him. Wow. Falas actually just ran through a sticky trap there at the end of the middle. That Smear was watching and everything. Smear was just too slow, and Falas just flew through and got the medic. So really huge play there from Falas. Will take him down. That's going to be a full Uber advantage going into this last. Raymond doesn't quite have it yet, but he will soon enough. And so now we're just going to see the normal pyro and NG and everything. No heavy, surprisingly, but I'm sure they'll figure something out. But here we go.
Hey. And they've gone in on the right-hand side. Domo managing to clean up the sentry gun of Ixi. Tiger just baiting the point, going under because he knows that's where Smear is. Clears up Smear. That's really, really good. Captain bombing over the top. All of these Se7en players onto the point. They're denying it, and that's going to be 1-1. Such a quick retort. Good riposte from Se7en.
That all came down to that play from Falas just getting behind there. And Smear
Too fast, too quick.
Trap. Yeah, just, I don't know, Smear just picking his nose or something for a little bit and just allowed the scout to run through his sticky trap. And that was all the daylight the last needed. Can't give him that kind of opportunity. That's going to make it 1-1.
Yeah, and coming onto this mid, something again needs to happen as Starkey went up drop down, weren't able to connect that much with Smear. Nice read from him. They're keeping an eye on drop down. He has got behind though, so he may be able to deal quite a decent amount of damage, but not able to connect anything. Smear has no. Never mind, he gets Ombrak. Raymond's still alive, so they have that advantage. So now SVIFT need to get onto Raymond. Polygon going in for the sack. They managed to get Raymond. This is really good for SVIFT. Thalash goes down. Only Tiger left. Can he 3v1? I'll be very surprised if he can do so, but he is chipping away at them. Alba's gonna try and help his team just spit away at Tiger. Tiger being such a nuisance. Ixi getting that clean, and that's going to be the second mid. Oh, potentially not, but hopefully the second mid for SVIFT right now. We've got a game, Peter. We've got a game.
Absolutely, that was really close. Just the rebound after losing their medic was really strong there from SVIFT. They just moved forward with such intention and willpower. It was really strong, and Se7en just couldn't stand against it. I can see a Sorter jumping through the choke there very aggressively. The SVIFT, they want in.
Though.
Yeah, that's not working at all. Jeez.
This, the attempts from Rising and Polygon to create space were really good, but Starkey just body blocked some players, directed them, and now poor SVIFT are on the back foot. It's equal Ubers. And I'm kind of surprised Ombrak doesn't have a little bit of ad, considering Raymond died quite significantly later than him. But not being able to connect up with any of his team is quite unfortunate. And yeah, we're in a position right now where Se7en are on mid. We've got SVIFT on second. Starkey just popping his head like a whack-a-mole. Drop downs, just giving information to his team, and things are going to fizzle out and calm down.
So now this is the kind of situation where I think we're going to see Tiger. He's just going to end up behind lines. Just watch it happen, right? But normally it does start with the demo man just rotating into big door, just to get some stuff done. But Falas is going to actually snipe Smear from the lower ground there. Just a really nice shot from him. Now he's going to move his way into big door. And this is going to lead to so much space being made. And I think Tiger, he wants to go in behind. You can just kind of tell. But he's a bit afraid of it, that there's going to be something. But there we go. Finally, Tiger has made his way. And he takes a 1v1 to get the Soldier. And he very close to winning it. And I think he might just win it. Yeah, there we go, finally. And he's onto the demo man as well. Wow, Tiger just going in behind lines and just causing such a ruckus and doing so much damage.
How... Any other scout, and they would just be cleaned up instantly. Tiger, just with his DM ability, is absolutely ridiculous sometimes. Just some teams just can't handle him, as they do come in really late pop from Raymond. They're going to bait the point, get Tiger on there. Huge amount of time. Polygon going in for the bomb. They've got Alba on. He's dead. Never mind, and that's 2-1. To Se7en, like, oh. SVIFT are starting to fall apart. They had such a good start. Come on, SVIFT. Come on, SVIFT.
They got a little bit too excited there in choke. They won this middle, and then they just decided to bomb in through really aggressively in choke, and then you just couldn't handle the aggression that came in afterwards. So maybe you're just not thinking the right steps ahead there. So that's gonna, SVIFT, they have won the most mid. So let's see if they can win another one here. They've got that going for them.
Yeah, and so Ixie joined Se7en, then came back. And
Actual trader.
and now like Swift didn't even come to the mid.
Yeah, understandable. So they're just gonna hold choke here. Ixie just decided to join Se7en mid game. Someone should tell him that you actually like. That's not how joining a team works in TF2. You actually need to like speak to them and join the roster on ETF2L and stuff.
Yeah, you need to also do like trials and stuff like that. Nah, just have an official against him and switch teams.
Like, yeah,
Sorted.
his team's losing. Why wouldn't you switch teams?
Yeah,
Right?
I'm winning now.
He's just smart.
Smart, big brain plays for Ixie. But it's so weird because right now we're in a classic sort of mid to second stalemate. Se7en spamming away. They're not looking for anything too much.
Yeah, right now we don't even see any big rotations. That's usually the big tell. You can see Captain playing really far forward. I don't know if he's trying. Well, he did spot the medic right now, so that kind of makes me think that maybe they want to go for something. But yeah, so far we just don't see it, and Ombrek is still completely safe. Alright, we've got a scout in big door. I think that's Tiger. Yep, he's trying to run behind, and he's kind of made it. He has made it. So this is what Tiger does on Gullywash. He just runs behind lines, takes 1v1s, and otherwise just stays behind lines and acts as an absolute nuisance, and he is just a pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah, and he's just going to go on Alba right now, just right behind him. Alba's aware of it, but he's going to take a lot of damage. He tries to get a shot onto someone, not able to do so as Captain goes down, but he forced the Uber out of Ombrak, so now they're at a full Uber.
Oh, Alba actually gets Raven!
Alba! No way.
That was
That
so
is
huge.
such a good. That was such. He didn't have a huge amount of time. That's such a hero shot, and that's completely changed the dynamic of the situation. Alba looking to maybe dome someone else as Talash takes a lot of damage in big door. He nearly goes down, but he's managed to get away from the spam, and this has put Swift kind of in charge right now as they're looking to go into big door. Maybe Alba wants to ring out another headshot, not able to connect it. Tiger's now on that sniper in forward spawn, and they're checking for sticks, checking for everything. Tiger is well aware that his opponent knows he's there. He's not going to risk it. And Swift going in. Captain bombs over the top, straight on but gets the force, but gets cleaned up really nicely by Smire. And the chase is on for Swift, trying to get Raymond. Raymond's just so far out that they're not able to do so. They just need to cap up, stay outside, and wait for that Uber from Raymond.
Se7en actually has a lot of presence in Riverside. Looks like they might want to go forward here. I'm not quite sure what they think they can achieve here. They do have an Uber coming up pretty soon, so maybe they just want to take the lash into the enemy team and try to see if they can pick up Ombrek. Ombrek is pretty far back in choke, so I think he's kind of aware of it. But maybe it's just a recap attempt here. Polygon going down, that will actually open up everything. And Se7en, yeah, they do just retake it here without actually getting popped on. So great job by Se7en.
Yep, and again we're seeing a really awkward situation for poor old Swift, as they're going to have to back out. But if they can get this Uber up, they're not going to have too of a hard time. They've managed to keep Ombrek alive. They just haven't got that force out of Raymond, which would be so key for them right now, Beta. But they're just not getting it.
No, it's just super difficult for them. Captain's going to move forward, trying to see if he could find any openings. He did not find any. Okay, Starks, he just got a buff right now, so maybe he's going to see if he can go into big door and do something. They are actually rotating the demo man. Stark jumps in. Rising was behind. It managed to get called out, but he could have done something. Starkey gets cleaned up by Smire. Alba now bullying those players, all in big door. Captain looking to come in through choke, but Tiger was in. He just disappeared from the face of the earth. And Swift kind of wrapped around by players, but it's 3 versus 3. With Soldier and Scout versus Scout and Demo with their medics respectively. And the last just spamming them from choke, not afraid at all as his respawners are there. Starkey, first one to go in on top of choke. Polygon behind him just dunks him with his burger gun, and he's going to get Domo as well for his time. Rising actually on big door. I was expecting Rising to maybe do a jump there, but he decides not to. Ixie joins his teammate trying to do the spam. They've lost their pocket during the exchange, but they may have trapped Captain in here. Captain's going to go down to Smire, and
Swift in a good position right now in this mid.
What is Raymond doing? He's like crouching.
Oh no. Hanging out. I don't know.
That was so weird. There's a soldier in, but he jumps out again. I don't know. That was weird. Like, Raymond was just kind of like crouching in a corner almost. I don't really understand why he did that. Like, I understand he was kind of far in, but yeah, Falas actually hiding behind lines. Currently, it's stickied off, but no one's checking in. He's going to jump up, perfectly timed, run into the medic. Oh my god, Ombrag went down to 26 HP. That was really well timed by Falas, but unfortunately, he didn't quite have the firepower to take him down. But what a play that could have been.
Yeah, that would have been a really good position for Se7en to be in, and Swift would have had to really start backpedaling. But luckily, that didn't happen for Swift. They're looking to go into lobby right now. They're building their Uber up. They have about a 40% ad. So are they looking to go into main, or are they looking to go into Shutter Captain, spamming them? But it looks like they're going to look at some sort of play through Shutter. But the Pyro for Talash is there. But Alba manages to surf that to the side. They're going to click up Talash, but the sentry gun has not been cleaned up. It's going to stay alive for a long old time, and that's completely wasted the Uber. Are we going to see a repush out of Swift? They look like they want to do it. They haven't cleaned anyone up. They've lost one player. Talash is just about to come back right now, so numbers are going to be on the side for Se7en. They're bullying the Swift players out, and they've managed to hold on to that last beater.
Yeah, really good hold there. Just the Pyro did its job. It did eventually go down. It's not the best Pyro play I've ever seen, but just the fact that he delayed everything so much that the sentry gun was so late to die, it just really made a big difference. And now the scout, they've gotten out. Actually, there's a soldier behind lines. Captain coming in here will get taken down, so he won't get the medic, but now the scouts are coming in. The last gonna take down Ombrag immediately, and this is just looking so good for Se7en, taking down all the crucial targets and then just getting out of there scot-free.
Yeah, that's exactly what they've done, and Se7en bullying out the rest of Swift players just without losing Ombrag was just so unfortunate for Swift, and they're now backpedaling, looking at maybe trying to hold something on second, but I don't know if they can do it, to be honest.
It's going to be quite difficult. The Uber advantage is not that great for Se7en, so if Ombrag is just really good at building and he doesn't error a whole lot and just stays pretty far back, and they manage to spam out Se7en really aggressively, then they can definitely hold on to the second point without getting popped on, without having it themselves. But it's going to be very difficult, and we see Stark having so much space in big doors. He's in really deep, and the rest of Se7en in here going to be a single soldier to jumping in. It's going to be Polygon. He finds one rocket onto the medic, but that's not going to be enough. And Se7en, they will get the second point for quote-unquote free. It's not going to be an even Uber going into last.
Yeah, and Alba's got his sentry gun setting up. Ixie doesn't look like he's decided to go Pyro or anything like that. I understand that decision. He may be thinking of a post-Uber fight with Se7en would be a good decision. As Tiger going into water, he's going to start baiting point, and Rising already rotating to deny him. And it's all about how the initiation starts from either team. If Swift want to try and take something, but Polygon a little bit too far forward, gets cleaned up by Captain, and that might be all the space Se7en need to start making an advantage for themselves, even though they lost Tiger. And Captain goes in, tries to force Ombrag.
Oh, he gets it!
No, Ombrag, what?
Like, that was a play onto the point and then onto the medic as well. And Ombrag, he just trusted his team to kill the soldier in time. And Captain, he did die like a millisecond after he fired that rocket, but fire it he did. And that's going to be another drop into the books for Ombrag. He's had a pretty rough match so far. Just getting dropped left, right, and center. And now it's just going to be another Uber coming in here. For Se7en, they're not going to fail this, are they? Well, definitely not going to do it on purpose. Yeah, get ready, people.
Get ready. It's all about how Ixie defends the sentry gun. Never mind, he doesn't even manage to keep it alive for a second, as Domo cleans that up really nicely. Now Talash has gone down on Smiro. Smiro goes down, as well as Rising. They've got all these players rising up from water. See what I did there, and Captain going to cap off this point for his team, and that's 3-1.
Yeah, just the play. I really love the play where you send people into water to get onto the point. You play the point really aggressively, and then all of a sudden, haha, chicked ya, going for their medic. So even if that wasn't a drop from Ombrag, it still would have been a pop, right? So still would have been a good situation regardless of whether or not he dropped that. So maybe that's a point in his favor, but yeah, it's going to be 3-1 in favor of Se7en.
Yeah, and right now Starkey looking to bomb onto Umbrak, notices Ixie with him and decides not to go on Banana. He's going to try and clean up Rising in the back lines. He's managed to do so. Polygon down to Thalash, and with soldiers still up for 7, they can do a lot of work and a lot of damage onto Swift as Starkey goes in and picks up Smearay. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a wipe. And no players going down for 7. That was such a confident mid from them. I feel like Swift's mentality, almost their feeling, is kind of dropping as they managed to get captain with Polygons. That was nice play from them, but they've got the Uber in on last already. They're waiting for the player to cap. They managed to do so. They're going to go on to Rising right now, who's just completely denied. Uber really not that good. Not that good at go.
Get a whole lot done. It was very aggressive. It was just a single scout. No matter how good a scout is, like if you just have a single player in your group, usually not that good. And oh my God, Smear will actually get in here and get down the Domo demo. So just taking him down, being really aggressive, and I quite like this from Swift. They need to do something. So being really aggressive in these kind of marginal situations is a really smart idea, I think.
Yeah, and oof.
Are you saying that
Swift,
because Tiger's on sniper and he's a beast sniper, and this is going to be very painful if they decide to push on it?
I feel for Swift. I'm just trying to think of how, they're getting the numbers stacked against them. The cards are not in their favor right now. And if Tiger starts ringing, oh my God, that denial onto Polygon is not good for him. They've managed to use their Uber on Umbrak, but not managed to force Raymond until the last second. Now Umbrak's backpedaling. Chased by Thalash, he goes down with just 2 quick shots. Smearay's trapped in, he goes down. They can just cap second and push forward if they send someone back right now. They're not doing that. Oh, never mind, it's actually already capped for them. My HUD's broken, but never mind. As we get Rising, Polygon, White, Umbrak, the last surviving member of Swift, not even going to bother leaving the spawn door, and that's 4-1. Swift kind of falling apart.
Yeah. It might just have broken them a little bit here. It definitely feels like we're back on Badlands where things were just kind of going out of control for them. So despite losing or they won some early mid Swift, they've just kind of lost their spirit, it seems, and they're really struggling right now. In 7, they're just really getting into the groove. It took a little while for them to adjust, but yeah, now they're just rolling, it seems.
Yeah, like Swift. Oh, poor Umbrak gets cleaned up by Starkey. This commiserations to Swift right now. They're getting absolutely demolished by the 7 side during this mid. Ixie, the only one alive, showing his teeth. I will eat my words. I'm just, one sec, you cast. I'm eating my hat right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a scout 1v1. They both have full health, and it's going to be Ixie against Thalash. And they both hit each other. Ixie's kind of beating some shots, and there you go. Thalash will actually win it for his team. But surely there's going to be a bit of a resupply wave coming in here, but it looks like 7, they will take this pretty fine. And that was almost a huge play there by Ixie 1v3ing there at the very end, but Thalash just a bit too strong.
Yeah, and Captain getting picked up by Smearay. This is not the perfect thing for Swift. 7 Swift. Just need to start cleaning up players. Tiger's in the background. He manages to get Ixie. I just feel for Swift. They need to really start cleaning up these 7 players. They're going in for Big Door right now. They know they got the Uber. Add Polygon going in onto Domo, just trying to clear him up. Rising helping his team, but who's with the Umbrak? Only Smearay, and Umbrak just tries to get away with 10 health, manages to do so, got his Uber, but he's in a very dangerous position right now, Peter.
I think he'll be just fine after he gets that medkit. Just when you survive that kind of bombing, it's usually smooth sailing from there, at least for a little while. But actually, it's going to be an Uber exchange here in Choke, and Alba goes down, and Smear is really weak as well. So 7, they're definitely winning this Uber exchange, even with Captain going down here. You see Thalash going in very aggressively there, just saw a slight opening. Now they're going to go in very aggressively here, but no, Swift, they will not let them get in there for free like that. And just as I say that, it looks like they might have just let them in there a little bit, but no, finally they do ward them off.
And yeah, so I don't really know what to talk about right now.
They're pushing forward here.
They're pushing forward, but I was just giggling at the fact that Rising and Polygon were obviously thinking there were 7 players up in River, but they weren't. So for me, it was quite an hilarious thing to look at.
Yeah, but now Swift, they're moving in there. It's even worse, and we saw how Se7en solved this problem with just playing the point really aggressively. And so now this question is, can they do something similar here? We do see the Pyro of the Last is shooting fire everywhere he can and trying to reflect everything. Really difficult to reflect through those pipes right there. But, you know, he's trying his hardest, his darndest to get this to work. But, I think Rising's trying to look for it. Yeah, they actually do send in a scout into water. It's a good start. That's going to be Ixie, but they're supposed to think he's and a Pyro on the point.
Yeah, Thalash just read that really nicely. Now Ixie's trying to spam it, but he's actually on Starkey right now. Starkey's going to get low, so that's 1 pick to start this Swift push. If they're able to just now spam out the sentry or get Thalash out of the picture, it'll be really good as Ixie takes it heals and goes back onto Lasta. He's baiting the point, trying to get people to drop down. You know, Se7en not falling for it. They go for the play onto the medic and onto the sentry gun. Rising goes down. Polygon gets to the dispenser, so they should push.
Thalash fighting a soldier in Riverside. So he's almost got him. Very close, but no, gets saved by Ombrak. But Ombrak actually gets forced by Thalash there at the very end. Or maybe someone else. I didn't quite spot it, but yeah. Really strong play there from Se7en. Again, they're just this absolute wall to get through on defense. There's never seems to be a crack in that defense, and then they just push out really aggressively again. And that's kind of why they won Badlands, and it's just repeating itself here in Gullywash.
Yeah, like, poor old Swift can't do anything. Polygon's actually gone in for a bomb once again, just get immediately denied by Tiger, and then Thalash getting the cleanup. And Se7en looking to actually barrel down with 2 players into lobby. They just get Ombrak straight out. Was that a drop?
It probably was, but either way.
Oh no, but the Uber came out from Raymond. They've cleaned up Alba as well. They've, like you mentioned before, really solid defense. Find the opportunity, they go forward, and they've managed to get our last onto second right now, Peter.
It's really just a defensive clinic. We've seen some teams like Veritas Lisa's Dolph, they were playing against Se7en. They were talking about how they were actually doing really well against Se7en, but they just couldn't crack the last defense. The last just gets popped into the air, gets destroyed by Rising. It's a really nice rocket. Gonna take him down. And then even just Goomba's the sort of Rising. Just hitting some sick shots right there. And that was a full wipe from Se7en, so this might not be over yet. It's only 4-1. And here we go. We're gonna jump in very aggressively and just get onto the point. And that's exactly what Swift needed. To get back right there and just offer some amazing rockets from Rising. Just great aggression and choke. And they have won a bunch of mids on this map, don't forget. So maybe this can all just, the pendulum can swing back. They've been looking really bad, but maybe now it's time that they start looking good.
Yeah, they can just screw their heads into shape and into gear, and hopefully they'll be able to bring it back against Se7en. But Smire on this mid starts off really aggressively onto Raymond, dealing a lot of damage. The double soldier bomb comes in. Smire surfs it, but Captain's doing the chase. Smire's still alive. Oh god. Captain ends up killing himself off Alba, but sadly it's only Smire and Ombrak left. Ombrak's the only surviving member of Swift. He goes in with a saw, lands 1 but not the second, and that's a full wipe for
a pretty
for
close mid there, but just the fact that everyone from Swift kind of got pushed in through choke just meant that it was really difficult for them to come back in, and just Captain jumping in there very aggressively in through choke was really what pushed them that far back. Just made it super difficult for them, and now it's going to be up to Alba if he can make some sort of miracle snipe here, because otherwise there's going to be a full Uber advantage push coming in here from Se7en, and they usually don't mess these up. Yeah,
the full Uber advantage has actually been used by them. They've got the sentry gun before they even had to use their baiting point right now. Got Alba and Ixie trying to do something, but they're getting cleaned up by the 7 players. Rising and Smire coming up from Waters. Captain takes a lot of damage but stays alive. Only Smire kind of left to hold a defense. All these blue players chasing him. Poor old Ombrak goes down, and that's 5-2. Swift are having a really rough time of this.
Yeah, just as I thought it might have been comeback time, Se7en just put their foot down and go, no, you don't do that to us. And now it's going to be 5-2. And yeah, it's pretty much over, but you can still definitely just put up a bit of a more fight. You know, if you're Swift, you want to win some more mid fights.
Yeah, I just want to win them out, get that good confidence going into the lower bracket final. As Smeare goes down to Starkey, Raymond actually gets cleaned up by Rising though. So many players down for both teams, 3-2. Good pressure, all in all, by Se7en. And Polygon, the only surviving member, is going to get cleaned up, and that's a wipe again for Swift on the mid.
Indeed. These mids are pretty close though. It's not like they're just getting slaughtered or anything. Just Se7en just barely eke out these wins, and that's kind of been the story the entire time, right? Just Se7en eking out these wins as Tiger just big digs Alba here and tries to get this scout as well with no HP, and now Ixie will finish him off.
Ombrax chasing with the Uber saw to Lash just then.
Yeah, he's got spirit, that man. You know, he knows who's boss, and it's not him. But anyway, Alba, he's still trying to get his huntsman. Actually does 120 with it, so that's something. And Raymond actually does go down, so he drops. Let's just call it a drop. He dies with very close to advantage, and yeah, now it's just a matter of can Alba hit some sick arrow shots, and
they're making all the plays onto the point right now, though. They're spamming really hardly, and that's going to be 6-2. 6-2. They only need to win one more round to, you know, mercy kill Swift with 1 minute left. The Swift, you know, they shouldn't feel bad. They're in playoffs. They've still got a chance. They've played against, you know, the toughest team to play in the competition, the winners of the main season. And I feel like coming out of this, they've done really well. They can't look down on themselves, especially during the whole season, and feel bad as Smeare and Ixie go down. Rising gets Raymond, Alba,
hey, that's what we wanted.
Luxman's Tiger, but I feel like this is garbage time, so I'm just going to talk about it. You know, absolute shame to lose like this for Swift, but they should not feel bad at all. They've done so well coming up to this season, and I feel like they will put on an absolute show in the lower bracket final. We'll find out who joins them, whoever loses the match being played on TFTV1. But congratulations to Se7en. They played really aggressively, really, you know, concise decision making from them. Like you mentioned, the set plays were absolutely astonishing from Se7en during the first map, and as well as some of the decisions they made on the second gully. And well deserved. They're going to the upper bracket final, and we will see them, I don't know when, but we'll see them against whoever wins between Ascent and Faint Gaming.
Indeed, and I have logs ready.
Ooh.
So yeah, let's take a look at those, right? Because it's really all about the numbers. But yeah, Captain, top damaging, but they're actually going 20 for 20, so pretty low for a pocket. But yeah, he played well. Then Falas going in 29 for 10, he's just gone full happy cool at this point. It's just like Falas might just be the best scout in the world right now. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
There's some stiff competition, but yeah, he's been really
Yeah, there's some stiff competition. I think a certain Grant would disagree with you,
yeah,
Mr. Barney.
Maybe Slimness is just the best player in the entire world. Who knows? Who knows? Right, maybe it's Tiger, his teammate. Maybe it's just Kradu.
Oh, maybe Kradu. You never know. Could be anyone.
It's probably some Aussie dude. It's like Sam.
Elmo.
Yeah,
Elmo's a good scout.
Yeah.
Elmo's a very good scout. Could be anyone. Could be a little lad from Brazil, for all we know. But what we do know is both Tiger and Thalash did really, really well during that game.
I will mention 100%. That Rising did a lot better. He was 16 for 24, which doesn't look all that impressive, but like the first map he only got 3 kills. And overall he had some really big plays, and he did really well.
We have to talk about that last push he did, where he denied 3 players jumping at him with his rockets. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful in every single way. He just absolutely mulched them. They all jumped towards him. He got 2 really nice and concise directs, and they won him the round. So, you know, he did put in a lot of work for his team. And don't count Swift out yet. Those of you who's watching, Swift will be coming back. They will be playing the lower bracket final, and they've got their chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't count them out just yet.
I don't know what the result is in the other match, obviously, but that's Feint versus Ascent, and sort of logically speaking, I'd say Feint lost that one, and Swift just beat Feint, so they would be favored in this next match, I'd say. Maybe you'd get a better idea if you actually watched the other game, so definitely do that when Gem at some point puts it on YouTube, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe that's a start. Maybe just watch it on Twitch.
On Twitch.
Yeah, I'm sure. There will also be no static all the time from me. Right? I applaud everyone who watched through that entire thing with my static in their ear. My bad. My mic actually just is the worst. It's actually on this headset that I got from Wolf Machina, like at SVIFT.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a free mic, basically.
Oh. Okay. He didn't give me a free mic. What's that about?
He said he had some headsets, and I said, oh, I need a headset, because I need a headset, and then he gave me a headset. It was really nice.
Oh, that's very nice. Feels good, man. But I don't see anyone in the Interview Me channel. I want to go see what's happening on TFTV1. So shall we wrap this up, my friend?
Yeah, I think we should. We should definitely mention that, I just mentioned SVIFT. If you come to Copenhagen land, I can't guarantee you that Wolf Machina will get you a headset, but I can guarantee you a good time. You get to see Denmark.
Oh, yes.
You get to see me. Probably Jake too, right? Will you be there?
Oh yeah, definitely. So we'll get to we'll get to stand on top of, what was that tower we got to stand on top of?
Oh, one is on the round.
Yeah,
tower.
we got to stand on top of that and talk about the Illuminati and lizard people controlling the world.
Yeah, like we can't really share too many things
with
you guys.
Yeah,
but like if you show up to Copenhagen,
a lot.
Yeah. And of course, if you don't want to go to Copenhagen Games, but you just want to get rich in TF2, STN Trading is sponsoring us as well. So if you're into that, definitely check them out. But other than that, just a big shout out to you, Jake, for really
thanks,
pulling
guys.
the weight. And just big congratulations to Se7en.
Yeah, no, definitely don't thank me. Thank the guys for watching. It was a huge amount of fun. Thanks to both teams. And we'll see you on TFTV 1, where we'll be watching Lucky, which is, I think this is his first official cast, isn't it? Or second? With Dum Tum and Hamaham covering that game. So we'll see you later. Go over right now. Go, go, go.